The top echelon of the liberal environmental juggernaut, working in cahoots with Obama's one party, are staging a coup on everything they call Wall Street. The way they are doing this is by killing all stocks until they get so cheap they can buy controlling stake in whatever companies they want under the guise of bailouts. They will continue to do this, talking tough against manufacturers, banks, and insurance companies until the stocks have lost so much of their value that the government can come to the rescue and bail them out by buying controlling shares of certain corporations with money they just printed themselves, which is worthless. But hell, so are all the stocks at this point. Now, the executive branch of the White House functions as one wing in an axis with the environmental cases led by Al Gore, who are trying to sell the government on their corporate pollution regulatory concept, which they call cap and trade. This is nothing more than politicians taking bribes to go mess with some other company who's not paying the government as much money to continue polluting in order to stay in business. They use these carbon credits, which these companies pay for, to make money, which in itself will do nothing to clean the atmosphere, the water, or the ground. But maybe it'll influence the decisions of corporations to buy some sort of emissions controlling devices, or buy cleaner running machines, both of which will cost money. Where inflation will come from? The answer is from energy. And guess who's going to pay higher electric bills? You are, Bunky. You and me. And whoever wants to trash the planet and belch filth into the sky and contaminate the ground and poison the water and even make rocks inedible will still be able to do so as long as they pay Al Gore enough money. Barack Obama is buying up the private sector for his healthcare vision. Al Gore is shaking down big companies, harassing them about staying in business until they decide it's too much of a hassle to stay in business. Shareholders will see that the futures of these companies appears to be glum, and they will sell their stock and head for the exits. And as that phenomenon spreads, stocks will continue to tumble and the market will tank, and Obama can sweep up everything for a song. And together, these two can take over business and industry. And whatever the government wants to have made will continue being made to a sufficient quantity to satisfy the government's own needs, and to satisfy the needs of whom they judge as deserving of these products, which is unlikely to be you or I. The rest of us out here will be allowed to push around carts made from whatever material we can scavenge, becoming beasts of burden ourselves. But it is in such ways that they, Obama, his real president handlers, and Al Gore and his nutty fruitcakes will have control of everything. I guess they want to return to the days of, horse shit everywhere in the streets. I guess it would provide jobs. You can go shovel shit. Maybe that's what Obama means by all that shovel-ready projects. Shovel-ready. Besides, they will probably deem most people unqualified to even have a horse. So you got AIG, and you got Citigroup down to nothing. 45 cents a share or so, getting bought out massively by the government with their, fake bailout money. They've been sold off, and all these people who invested their money in these companies now put their money in the hedge funds, which is where politicians also put their money, because politicians know what's going to happen next, because that's what they're causing to happen. Hedge funds are known as like a plan B. You know, people sit around thinking about, well, if something goes wrong in this sector, like for instance if oil prices go up, what will that mean? The people at the hedge fund mull it over for a while, and they think, people will stay at home more. Yeah, that's it. So let's invest in potato chip and popcorn stocks, because they'll be sitting at home, watching TV, watching us, and eating snacks and stuff. And they'll have to find other ways to get around, people will. So maybe bicycle stocks will go up. Development of alternative energy is likely to increase because it's going to be bought and paid for and run by the government. So let's buy batteries and solar cell stocks and windmills. And all these companies are bound to be very pollutive, and especially the battery companies and the solar cells. But they'll be paying off the carbon credits, or you will rather. So no worries there. 100 years from now, if the whole Earth is 0.6 degrees Celsius warmer than it is today, well, the argument will have changed by then.